Alrighty, here we all are at the very end of my blood test results carnivore series. Might be the very end because I'm going to actually do the test again in 6 months and I'll explain why. So at the start of the year, usual story, we've got Freelee threatening or promising with publishing of her blood tests, which we're still to see. Amongst other people, and I thought, well, this sounds like a job for Humanimal. I'll show you mine. And I committed to this with my first video before I'd actually gone to have them, because I wanted to show that this is real time. I'm not just doing them and then retrospectively showing you. Over the years, I had regular blood tests because of just regular checks for kidney function, because I have one kidney. So I know that throughout, up until about 4 years ago, for every 6 months for several years, I'd had, very good blood, great haemoglobin levels, great, everything just within markers. Whatever you think of the markers, it was always pretty good. What I was looking for with my doctor at the time was, the GFR, which, the flow rate, what my kidney was processing for me. So off I went to the doctor and I got the correct forms. I advise everyone to do this and just go and have a look and see where you're at right now. And this, I think, was February 19th. Or thereabouts, and low. My iron levels were quite high, and depending on which pathology lab, they all seem to have just slightly different parameters. I was either, just on the cusp or just over or just under levels for saturation of iron. So I thought, well, this is interesting. I've gone from being a vegan, vegetarian for a period of time, before that various other things, but, and being iron deficient, to being a carnivore for over 10 years, going through menopause. So now, if you want some iron, I had plenty. The thing was, though, you don't want heavy metals building up in your organs, and I didn't know, well, has my history been that maybe I've had haemochromotosis and not known, and this is common with women that stop menstruating. Their iron levels can change and things can happen because you don't have your monthly cycle anymore. I thought, well, this is interesting. The results were that I don't know what these figures and things stand for, because they're different on each form, but I'll just read them out. So Fe iron was 22.4 out of a range of 7 to 26. TRF, which is the transferrin, 1.9 out of a range of 2.3.7, so that was actually low. Saturated, SAT, was 47 out of a range of 16 to 45, and ferritin was 143 out of a range of 15 to 200. So the 47 being high and 1.9 slightly low was interesting. They're both on their outer reaches of what people say you want to have as a good reference range. I thought, well, what can I do about this? Let's go to the Red Cross and sort this baloney out. And so I went to the Red Cross and I showed them, I talked to them about no longer, having this diet, and that, my life had changed somewhat. I now had great iron, and went through an interview with them and all the questions with the RN or Ian, is it? I'm not sure which nurse, and at Red Cross, went through the process, and so I've donated blood twice in the last 6 months because I thought, well, taking the blood out is one way that people control their iron levels. So I finally gotten these results back. They're a little bit late, but I've got them back. Results that yes, this was from June. So the levels are now, iron is 13 out of a range of 10 to 33. TIBC is 55 out of a range of 45 to 70. Saturation, so this is the one that was worrying me. The saturation was right up on the cusp. It was 47. And now that's sitting at 24. It's right in a good little pocket there. This one says 24 out of a range of 16 to 50. See how they're very variable, so it's a little bit tricky. And then ferritin is 59 out of a range of 25 to 290. So, you know, hey, maybe I could have just done one blood donation. I wanted to do 2. That was the goal. Not only do I recommend donating whole blood anyway, because there are people that you know, bleed to death on operating tables because they can't get blood. Mums that are, you know, give birth and need blood. All sorts of people require blood, and it's very easy to do. It's not always comfortable, but they really take care of you. So now everything is right in that pocket. My cholesterol had gone up. I was surprised. Had gone up in the last 6 months, but as my doctor has said, the LDL and the HDL, it's perfectly balanced. And you know, I'm not, my apologies, I'm not concerned about that at all. So yeah, I'm not sure. Why did my iron shoot up when in the years when I had been having blood tests and things, I would have known. Well, when I was going through the Sinclair method, I did start eating a bit differently, things I never would have done and things I don't advise anyone to do. And you can look up the Randall cycle. You can go to people like Bart Kay on YouTube or Pim Jensen. But look up the Randall cycle, and I'd started eating fruit, thinking, okay, well, fruit, maybe I'd find that in the wild. I was eating papaya, it's so delicious, but I was putting sour cream, so I was mixing my sugars and my fats together quite badly, and that's why I do say just have a little bit of coconut cream if you're going to soften your broth with that whilst you get used to a carnivore diet. Sorry, I don't want to start rambling. Where was I? But my cholesterol, you know, I really don't believe that is why people have heart attacks, and I just don't. So look, that wraps up my blood test carnivore series. Come on, Freelee. So yet again, I've done it twice now. We need vegans to start being honest with themselves, and it's okay. You know, the guilt, feeling like you're turning your back on the animals. I mean, look, trust me, I cried through every meal I had when I started eating meat again. You've just got to choose something that you can start with and just do it. You know, but this has been a really interesting process for me. And, you know, for all of you that are worried about, oh, look, I don't know if I should try Humanimal's suggestion of doing this back to basics and eating this high-fat, nutritious diet, animal fat, because you need this and this. Well, I've got blood tests actually over a number of years showing that is simply not the case, that your health will suffer. You know, I've got specific things in my life that, yes, I do manage, but it's not, it's in fact helped with carnivore. And if you think you need your fruits and your veggies and your rainbows, your seeds, your nuts, your legumes, your pulses, everything, you stop and think about what fiber and what all those things are doing. It's doing damage to your gut. This is as important as your brain. There's you've got a lot of nerve endings. You've got a lot of thought goes on in your stomach. Your tummy takes care of your life more than you think, and that's why I just say back to basics. It's not asking you to change your whole life. Just give it a little go, and see how you feel. I'm feeling fantastic again within 10 days, of just going strict. I was going to just keep this about the blood test and make it really quick, but I'll put it in my back to basics as well. So look, for example, I got this today. This is kefir. This is a 500 gram bottle. This is actually too filling for one meal for me. This is very filling. This was on sale. I got it. It's a great lunch or a snack. If you want to try something, don't go and spend $12 on your bento box, or think you'll get some, have some sort of healthy choice meal because the calories are managed, because it's the ingredients that matter. This is it's fizzy and thick and luscious to drink, and it's going to feed your digestive power and your gut, and it's super soothing. So try something like kefir, try high fat diet, introduce cheeses, eat your eggs, eat lots of different types of fat, because you've got to remember, quality is sometimes hard to manage, whether it's resources, financial, etc. But as long as you get a variety, I think, so that you're probably balancing the types of fat you're getting, the omegas. So don't just only eat pork, or, I think beef is a really good option. Sometimes with mince, you're better off mincing it up yourself. You're getting a better quality. The more premium ones tend to be too lean, but do buy premium and then use that lard, use that fat from your other cooking that, we've been talking about, into that mince, so it's not too dry, because high protein, low fat is actually, it's too damaging. I really do not recommend it at all. So it's got to be high animal fat. Get the protein in. Try fish, try shellfish, try pork, try lamb, try beef. Go somewhere and buy in bulk. You can get bulk. You can buy fat in bulk, and you can render that down. Get used to the taste. But that's why I just show you with the lemon. And do get your blood tests results. Get your tests done, because you might be low in iron. And maybe that's why the Mediterranean diet is so successful. You've got your citrus with your meats, and you're absorbing iron in your food. But do avoid those greens. Do avoid spinach, kale, etc. They're not superfoods. They're super fuck you up foods. That's what they are. And anywho, this is just too long just for delivering the final results of my blood tests. I just wanted to finish the series by letting you know that, yes, giving blood not only helps you lower iron levels, if that's happening because of haemochromotosis, if it's just because you've been absorbing iron from your diet too efficiently, because you're a postmenopausal woman, okay, especially if you're postmenopausal, do go and check things like this, because your body changes, things are happening differently. But and it also is a great thing to do. Your blood will get used straight away. It's not like they've just got a blood bank where there are millions of litres of blood ready to go. No, it's got to be used quite fresh, and especially if you've got a less common blood type, but even if you're O, obviously, you might like to give plasma products. They can do a lot with that. There's a lot of medicines that are made from that. You can give it more often as well. I mean, the Red Cross make a lot more money off it because it's sort of liquid gold. But, you know, that's a very valuable thing to do. And plasma, you need good veins for plasma. I could give plasma. I've got very good veins. The leaner you are, the easier it is for them to find a vein as well. But, you know, give blood every 3 months and you do regenerate everything, and, you know, you're saving lives as well as maybe doing something for your own health. So sorry, 16 minutes and 6 seconds. Aren't we spoiled? Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you soon.